Oh, it is a glorious, glorious Thursday morning. What's good, everybody? This is your daily sports betting brand of record. We like to call it the early edge. We are powered, as always, by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all sports betting, and it's not close. Now, it is Masters Thursday. There's nothing better than that first tee shot going into the air. Watch that little dew bounce off the grass. And while we are on the air, my man, Eldrick Tiger Woods will be teeing off at 10:18 a.m. Eastern time. If you are so inclined, I played Tiger minus 150 over Cameron Champ today. If his leg is healthy, that's a joke. Thank you for the free money. Thank you for the free money. Now, we had a decent day yesterday, and as always, I told EC that those NHL picks would not hit. Who was right? Your boy was right. Amax goes 2-0. I went 2-0. You take EC off the board, we had a really good day. Don't worry. I'll talk to him about those NHL picks. But today, 5 NBA games, 14 NHL games, 6 Major League Baseball games. So with all of that and big soccer coming up tomorrow and Saturday, I had to bring in my heavy hitters, bring in the stars of the show. You know them. You love them. Let's rip through the introductions. First and foremost, live from Nashville, Tennessee, the penthouse level. M Squared. Oh, you got to be feeling good this morning, big boy. Let's go.
Feeling good this morning, Coach. Masters already fired up. We've got day baseball. If you know anything about me, you know those are two of my favorite things. Let's get to it.
Day baseball is like saying Christmas morning to Mikey. That's what it's like. Now, you talk about the Masters. The man's got picks coming right at you. He is the counselor of cash, Mr. Sia Nejad. Good morning.
We have Masters picks. I got to be honest, I'm a little nervous. I've got that anxious feeling. I feel like I'm teeing off at Augusta in a few minutes, but we've got a lot of round one Masters picks. And speaking of day baseball, I'm going to throw one at you for day baseball as well. Yesterday, we hit a day baseball game with the first 5. And if you follow me on Twitter, you hit a plus 135 money line parlay. So let's keep it rolling.
I encourage you to follow him on Twitter at Sia Nejad. Now, 14 NHL games today. So having the Ice Queen on, appropriate. Allie, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, I know there's 14 games today. I kind of wish they would have split those up between our 3-game slate yesterday, but we'll take it.
I can't figure out the NHL schedule maker sometimes. It's like crazy. And for you, it's going to be bananas, right? Bananas. Yep. All right, where do I go? Oh, did you guys not hear? There's a big time, and I mean big time, UFC card on Saturday. We bring in our main man, Danny Brasco. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Coach. Good morning, everyone. Massive fight card, UFC 287, Adesanya Pereira. I'm jacked up about it, as I always am for these fight cards. Like these guys said, daytime baseball, there's not enough that we can bet on. Let's get into it.
And finally, you never want to leave this sport behind. Guess what launches next week here at CBS? Galazzo 24/7 Soccer. And this man will be a big part of it. Live from just south of London, England. Ladies and gentlemen, the guru, Martin W. Green. Good morning, Martin.
Good morning to you, Coach. I'm also excited about the Masters. There's a reasonably strong British contingent going there this year. Wondering if this could be the time that Rory McIlroy finally completes the career Grand Slam. Probably not, but support him anyway.
Martin, he's my pick to win. Don't say probably not. Come on. I love him this week. All right, let's get into it. We got a lot to talk about. No storylines today. We're going straight to marquee matchups. So let's get it started. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to go with the underdog. We usually do the favorite. Today we're going to go the underdog. But before we start, there's 3 games that are postponed today. Why? The weather's always a factor. And you guys know, if you followed us last year, how important the weather report is. Mikey, start us off.
Yeah, Coach, it's actually up to 4 games postponed already. Miami, New York Mets, New York Yankees, Baltimore, Cincinnati, Philly, Houston, Minnesota, all postponed already. Then looking at the spots we've got left, we've got 2 spots that are really pretty meaningful negative hitting environments today from their baselines. That's going to be Kansas City and Toronto. Much cooler there today, about 20 to 25 degrees cooler than it has been earlier in this season. That's translating to about minus 20% home run hitting, minus 15% run scoring across the board. And then Boston, Detroit, also looking around minus 20% in terms of home run hitting and overall run scoring today. As far as the good hitting environments, there's one, but there will be some pop-up storms. That's going to be in Atlanta tonight.
I tell you all the time, if you don't have your paper and your pencil, what are you doing? Write the stuff down. Knowledge is power. Mikey, thank you very much. All right, let's get into it. Which underdog is going to cash today? That is the question. So we got the Giants taking on the White Sox. White Sox are minus 140. Blue Jays, big favorite in Kansas City, minus 220. And then we've got the Padres playing in Atlanta, starting off that series. The Braves, minus 175, coming off the big win yesterday. Sia Nejad, of these underdogs, who cashes today?
Yeah, this is a tough one. I mean, I think it's really tough to lean on a couple of these teams. I'm going to go with the San Francisco Giants at plus 115. I mean, I'm not exactly sure what to expect from Lance Lynn. And for the record, I'm not exactly sure what to expect from Alex Wood, the starting pitcher for the San Francisco Giants. But I feel like at a plus number, the San Francisco Giants are primed to, bounce back and actually get a win. They were a bet against yesterday. I absolutely loved the pitching matchup because of Dylan Cease. In this case, I think it's potentially kind of a wash, and we'll see how long Alex Wood goes. But long story short, at a plus number, I actually think this dog is very much live.
Yeah, they played pretty well against the Yankees last week, too, in that big series to kind of start the year off. All right, Mikey, talk to me.
Yeah, look, Coach, I think it's very possible all the favorites in these three matchups win today. If I had to play one, it would be the Padres side. I just think it's a higher variance environment overall. It's definitely a positive park shift for them. We don't have time to talk about visual memory index, but it's a really positive situation for them there. It means they should pick up the ball really well. You've got a guy like Strider who's going to pound the strike zone. Sometimes that can leave you susceptible to batted ball luck. I think they're going to be able to at least put the balls in play, which is what we're looking for here. So I'll go with the Padres.
Mikey, we always have time to talk about the visual memory index. Educate and entertain one time. Do you want to do that work? Do you even know what he's talking about? That's why he's the best. All right, Allie, of these three underdogs, who do you think will cash tonight?
I think I'm going to have to go with Mikey and go with the Padres here. Like I said, I don't really love any of these, but I do think that, like you said, Spencer Strider is kind of the weakest of these three pitchers. So I think that if we're going to get an underdog win, it's probably going to be over there in Atlanta.
Okay, very good. And Danny Brasco, you'll be doing a lot of baseball for us this year. I would love for you to weigh in.
Yeah, I like what the panel's saying here, and I agree all three favorites could win in these games. The Giants haven't looked up to snuff. I cashed White Sox yesterday at minus 130. The Royals just can't play to runner in. So I'm with these guys. I'm going to go Padres as well. The Braves have looked like world beaters, and in baseball, I love betting regression. So it looks like eventually the Braves are going to drop one. Strider's a power pitcher. Power pitchers might be adversely affected by the clock. We saw DeGrom struggle in his first start. So I'm going to look maybe to fade some popular power pitchers and see how it goes. I think the Padres are live here at plus 140.
That's a great point. I hadn't really thought about that yet, how it would affect adversely the pitchers, because I've loved the pace of the games. I'm here for it. I am absolutely here for it. Now, we've got to play Pick the Prop, and Martin's going to participate. But before we do that, you guys know I got to pay everybody. So every single day, moving forward, one member at least of the Early Edge crew will be right here.
Get breaking news.
Big news coming out of the NFL today.
Highlights and instant reactions.
The largest final round comeback in tour championship history. We're down to the final four.
I just want to take time to analyze greatness.
Talk winners and losers with a guy who's already a big winner.
CBS Sports HQ. It's all sports all day long.
Yes, the bosses have already called. They said, Coach, we need you in Florida. We need you anchoring all next week. So I answered the call. I'll be anchoring. I'll be hosting the entire show. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for Florida. Me and Sia get to hang out, have a couple of cocktails. But before we do that, we got to pick the prop, ladies and gentlemen. And here's the prop today. Which one of these sluggers will be most likely to hit a home run? And we've hit a couple already this year. Matt Olson, plus 390. He's been fantastic. Freddie Freeman, you forget he's with the Dodgers now, second year. And Adam Duvall. Martin W. Green. Let's start with you. Who do you think is going to hit a home run today?
Oh, it has to be Freddie Freeman, Coach. Just the sensational hitter. Just the technique that he displays, the power in those guns. There's no stopping him. I'm going Freddie Freeman.
Is there a famous Freddie soccer player, perhaps, we can lean into?
Yeah, I must admit, I'm just going off that because I was always a big fan of Freddie Ljungberg, who was an Arsenal hero growing up. And I'm just hoping that this Freddie Freeman character can channel his inner Freddie Ljungberg today and get us a dinger.
You might not think that that's a good way of going about it, but we all know what Buckets did a week ago. Jorge Solar. I'll never forget Jorge Solar as long as I live. All right, so Martin is on Freddie Freeman. Sia, what say you?
Well, listen, it's hard to stray from what Martin just dished out. I mean, also a huge fan of Freddie Nuremberg, is it, from Arsenal, which I'm also a big fan of. So, yeah, give me Freddie Freeman. I mean, I actually do like the pitching matchup as it relates to Merrill Kelly being on the mound for Arizona. So, yeah, I like Freddie Freeman here. I'm with the guru.
All right. Brock in the chat says, I love these new segments, Coach. Thank you. So do we. We just thought it would be a cool way of getting a lot of different things in the show without just shoving picks down your throat. M Squared, talk to me.
Yeah, I'm wondering if we're going to be unanimous on Freddie Freeman today. I like him here. Look, he's the only hitter of the three that will have the platoon advantage. He's also on the road, which means a guaranteed ninth inning team at bat. Always critical when you're looking to hit home runs to maximize plate appearances. And then finally, he's facing Merrill Kelly for the second time in 7 days. Doesn't happen very often in Major League Baseball. My only concern is where they're playing. This park is a haven for doubles, not home runs, but he definitely has the power. Give me Freddie Freeman.
I love that analysis. Allie, talk to me.
I think I'll kind of go pure pressure, and I'll take Freddie Freeman too. I just think, I mean, he hasn't really hit one so far, so I like our chances, especially against a team like the D-backs where the Dodgers have kind of dominated against them. So I'm going to have to go Freddie Freeman.
This show is very much like high school sometimes, so I feel that peer pressure also. Annie Brasco, are we going 5 for 5?
I mean, I don't want to alienate myself on the show, and now I'm forced to actually bet this. I'm taking my money and betting on Freddie Freeman homer. Mike took the points right out of my mouth. I love what he said, the platoon advantage. Also, I want to get off the East Coast if I'm looking for a home run. There's been a lot of wind blowing in and bad weather, so send me out to Arizona, even though, like he said, it's a doubles-friendly park. I think Freddie Freeze could find one. He's drawn 6 walks already. He's seeing it well, so it's time that he sees one go over the fence, I think, in this one.
All right. Rebecca in the chat says, sounds like we're playing Freeman double and home run. Perhaps play the bases prop. Rebecca, something to think about. All right. Now, as you guys know, we continue to grow here at CBS, and we continue to add things that are going to make this show and this brand so much bigger, like what's coming this fall. And our college football show returns in September, Wednesdays at 3 p.m. Eastern time. But every Tuesday right now at 3 p.m. Eastern time, we have a little show we like to call the Early Wedge. We've been killing it with our golf picks. But today's special. Today is Thursday at the Masters. In 5 minutes exactly, if you are watching this live, my man, Tiger Woods, 5-time Masters champion, plus 8,000 to take home another green jacket, will tee off. Is it for the last time? He says he doesn't know. But we've got round 1 picks that you asked for. So, counselor, if you don't mind, lead us off, please.
Yeah, you certainly asked for them. So on the early wedge, we have a lot of tournament picks, top 20s and outrights and first round leaders, of course, but we don't have any round 1 picks. And so I figured let's bring a bevy of them for the Masters. So I've got 3 round 1 picks, and then I'll finish this off with a baseball pick. Let's start with Danny Willett minus 125 over KH Lee. If you watch the early wedge, you know I'm kind of big on Danny Willett. I like him as a super long shot, both in the first round leader market and in the outright market. And I kind of like him as a top 40 as well. It was minus 120 when we talked about it on the early edge. KH Lee just isn't playing very well. Danny Willett, on the other hand, the ball striking and short game is there for him. Colin Morikawa is the next one, minus 120 over Corey Connors. A very smart man that is on this show that is also the host of the early wedge also likes this, and he just tweeted it out. So I'm really happy he's aboard. Colin Morikawa over Corey Connors is a great play. I like how Corey Connors is playing, but he is not the stature that Colin Morikawa is. And for the record, Colin Morikawa was 5th here last year at the Masters, and he was 3rd tee to green. The next one, Justin Thomas, who I don't normally support, minus 120 over Cam Smith. This is more of a fade on Cam Smith. I'm just not sure where his game is. He said it himself. Now, I don't want to get tricked into Cam Smith saying, hey, my game's not there, and then he comes out and he shoots 3 or 4 under. But the reality is, I think the state of Justin Thomas's game, if you look at the metrics and the finishing positions, it looks really good. The level of competition, way better than Cam Smith as well. I like him in round 1, minus 120 over Cam Smith. And then finally, let's turn back to baseball. We went 2-4-2 yesterday. Let's do another one here. The Rockies' first 5, money line, minus 130. Again, that's first 5, not the full game. Just love the pitching matchup. I really like what I'm seeing from Kyle Freeland, not just in his first game, but in the World Baseball Classic as well. Some high-pressure situations, and he really showed up. This is going to be less of a high-pressure situation because Josiah Gray, he's not that dude. And I really think that the Rockies, who had a day off yesterday, and the Nationals had to travel to Colorado, I think Freeland's going to have a nice time. He's not going to give up much. Gray, I can't say that about. So give me the Rockies' first 5, minus 130.
All right, a couple of things, Sia. I know at least one of those head-to-heads are at DraftKings because I gave it out 3 hours ago too. So we're on the same play. And as always, people know we do not talk to each other. The Morikawa Connors, I'm on that too. Now, where did you get your other picks out there asking? All of them at DraftKings?
They're all at DraftKings, and I'll say this: you can kind of see who I'm liking and who I'm fading here. If maybe we don't have time for it in the chat, but a lot of people will direct message me because they might have slightly different picks, which is what happens on Thursdays and Fridays, where Saturday and Sunday it's a little bit more consistent. So if you want to DM me, if I see it, which typically I do, I'll let you know if I like the play that you have at your book. But these are all DraftKings plays.
All right, that's a great point. We tell you all the time: listen to the information, and then if you have that player against somebody else, use that, and be confident in it. Be confident in it. Speaking of confident, nobody's more confident on the ice than the ice queen herself, Allie. So with 14 games on the slate, I bet it was very, very difficult to narrow it down. How did you do it?
I still haven't really done that yet. I just picked one of the ones I like the most today. So we're going to go with Caps at Habs over 6.5 at -110. I think mostly it's just because Kemper, he really has not been playing very well lately. He's allowed 4 more goals in 5 of his last 7. And he's also been pretty bad on the road, where in his last 9 games, he's 3-6 and has a 3.57 GAA. But it's still the Habs, so the Caps should win this game. I think to do so, they're going to have to score a decent amount of goals. And Sam Montembeault, he already gave up 3 goals to the Caps earlier this season in Washington. And I think he should give up at least that many tonight. Montembeault is definitely one of those guys who's more likely to be on the wrong side of a blowout. So considering that over is 9-1-1 in the last 11 Caps games, I think we see another high-scoring one here tonight with both teams kind of getting on the board. But I would take the Caps to kind of do the scoring mostly.
9-1-1. Can we please, Allie, not have what we had last week when you cashed here on the early edge with the last goal coming in the final 60 seconds?
I thought that one was completely dead and gone until that happened. Right? So never complain.
That was a fun sweat. All right, Allie, thank you very much. Quick chat question from Scott. Coach, what about Sam Burns over Tommy Fleetwood? Well, I like Sam Burns if that's a round 1. For the tournament, I would take Fleetwood. Quickly, Mikey, your thoughts on that?
Honestly, Coach, I'm not prepared with all the data there. I would, if you're a SportsLine member, use my simulations there, and you can see where those two guys are. I will say I have 0 exposure to either player, whether in betting or DFS. So very lukewarm on both of them.
All right, Sia, thoughts?
Yeah, I would stay away from Burns over Fleetwood. I think Burns can pop it. And more, I saw in the chat somebody asked about Morikawa versus Day. That one is a stay away because I think Day could have a nice day 1 and a nice 4 days as well.
Yeah, I agree. All right, tournament picks and round 1 picks, very, very different. Very, very different. You see a lot of players have those backdoor top 10s, top 5s at the Masters. It happens a lot. All right, now this weekend, amidst all the Masters hubbubaloo, will there be some soccer? And we have to dive in because, here at CBS, we are all in. Galazzo starting April 11th. So, Guru, I'm coming to you next. I need 2, 1 for tomorrow and 1 for Saturday, if you don't mind.
I can help you out with that indeed, Coach. Yeah, there's not much soccer today at all of any note. So looking ahead to tomorrow and the next day, tomorrow we have Serie A leader Napoli is taking on Lecce. Now, Napoli have been terrific this season. We've been cashing tickets on them left, right and centre. But they suffered a really chastening 4-0 home defeat to AC Milan last weekend. They're still 16 points clear at the top of the Serie A table. It was a really embarrassing result. And I think they're going to be keen to bounce back quickly with a win. An away game against Lecce could prove to be the perfect opportunity. Lecce are on a 5-game losing streak that has seen them fall down to 16th in the Serie A standings. They did hold on for a 1-1 draw against Napoli earlier in the season. This is the sort of game that the Neapolitans really should win comfortably. Their away record this season is remarkable, 12 wins from 14 games, whereas Lecce have the 3rd worst home record in the division. Now, it's quite a lot of juice. I don't normally go for a number like this, but I contend that in this instance, the juice is worth squeezing. So I'm going for Napoli, money line at -160 against Lecce. And then just looking ahead to the weekend, there's a lot of picks that I like, but just wanted to pull out Bayern Munich are taking on Freiburg in the Bundesliga. They made a flying start to life under new manager Thomas Tuchel by beating their title rivals Borussia Dortmund last weekend. It saw them return to the top of the league table. However, they then suffered a really surprising 2-1 defeat to Freiburg in the DFB Pokal, that's the German Cup, on Tuesday. They do have the chance to gain immediate revenge when they face the same team at Europa Park this weekend on Saturday. It's not going to be easy because Freiburg are in excellent form, but Bayern Munich did win 4-1 on their last visit to this stadium. They also beat Freiburg 5-0 earlier in the campaign, and they haven't lost the league game to Freiburg since 2015. There's usually a vast gulf in quality between these teams. And to be fair, that was apparent when they met on Tuesday. The luck just wasn't with Bayern Munich. I think this time around they should get the job done, so I'm getting them to cover a minus 1.25 Asian handicap. I do need them to win by 2 goals, and I think they can do it after they beat Borussia Dortmund by 2 goals in their previous game. I'm aware I haven't given out any Premier League picks, so in case you are interested in Premier League picks, I'll just really quickly give you Aston Villa to beat Nottingham Forest, Chelsea draw no bet against Wolves, both teams to score Liverpool versus Arsenal, and in Scotland, Aberdeen draw no bet against Kilmarnock. You get plus 400 on that parlay.
The man is always thinking about you at home. English Premier League. Love them too. By the way, was it any coincidence that you started talking about Bayern Munich and the man with the Bayern Munich tattoo is now live in the chat? If you have any questions for Buckets, see his nemesis. He is live, and he will answer them in real time. I knew he'd show up when you were talking about Bayern, Martin. I just knew it. I just
want to know. I want to ask him if the tattoo hurt. I'll ask him that in the chat now.
It hurt me because I had to watch the video that he posted on social media. All right, by the way, CID said it. I always have to tell you guys, hit that like button. Make it a part of your day. Log in, hit the like button, and then start talking. That's all we need you to do. It helps the show grow. It really, really does. Now, Martin mentioned Saturday. Saturday, we have a big-time rematch in UFC. Israel Adesanya. Was it just a fluke? Or is the champion really better than him? Danny Brasco, you're up, sir.
UFC 287 time, so let's cash in on some fights, guys. I'm going to cover that Adesanya-Pereira quadrilogy fight at this point. They fought 3 times, but first I'm going to get into a great featured prelim, another main card fight, and then we'll address the championship fight. First bet I'm going to make is on Kelvin Gastelum at minus 125 in the featured prelim of the night against Chris Curtis. I feel like people are sleeping on him a little bit, and this might be a y'all must have forgot fight. Kelvin Gastelum's been around forever. He's only 31 years old. He's 1-5 in his last 6 fights, so the record is ugly. A lot of people are going to pick Chris Curtis as an underdog. It's going to be a big popular pick. I'm going to go the opposite direction. Gastelum gave Adesanya one of the hardest fights of his career. He's fought nothing but killers in the middleweight division. Robert Whittaker, his last fight lost to Jared Cannonier. Curtis is good, has real power, but I feel he's a big step down in competition for Gastelum, who has more ways to win. I think he can fight behind the jab. He can wrestle if he needs, and he's just been in there with much, much higher tier competition. At minus 125, I think we're getting a good price tag. This is a back against the wall fight. If Gastelum loses this, I don't know where he goes from here. So I think he finds a way to win. Next up, we'll go into the main card. And this is one of people's favorite fighters here, Kevin Holland. He's taken on a good matchup here in Santiago Ponzinibbio. I feel like it's a very winnable one for him here. Holland needs a win in a bad way. He got ragdolled by Khamzat Chimaev. He contemplated retirement. He came back to fight an epic fight against Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, one of the best strikers in MMA history, but he broke his hand early in the fight, and I think it totally, changed the outcome. Nonetheless, he looked good. He was all action, and he gave everything. I think he will not be denied against Ponzinibbio here. Unless Ponzinibbio finds a way to grapple and wrestle him for 15 minutes, Holland has too much reach, too much speed, and he's a savage. I think he refuses to lose this one, finds the finish at some way, shape, or form. Ponzinibbio looked bad for 2 rounds against Alex Morono in his last fight on 4 days' notice. That spells trouble against a guy like Kevin Holland here, so I'll take him to get the finish. And finally, the main event of the evening. Alex Pereira taking on Israel Adesanya. A fluke, coach? I think not. I can't believe I'm saying this because I used to be, and I still am, an Izzy super fan. I love the guy. But Alex Pereira is his boogeyman. He is the kryptonite to his career. I can't bet on Izzy to be perfect for 25 minutes because that's really what it takes. He outclassed him in almost all 3 of their fights until the very end. And all it takes is some power shots for Pereira to find the win. He's stylistically a bad matchup for Izzy. He's so durable. He's so large, and he just plots forward and eventually finds those hooks to put Izzy away. There's 2 more reasons that I'm going to take him to win this fight. Number 2, it's the mind games. Izzy always wins the mental battle. And that's been his calling card throughout his career. Alex Pereira has made his entire identity to be the antithesis of Israel Adesanya. Izzy makes a social media post, Pereira trolls it. Izzy does an interview, Pereira's making fun of it. He's following him around just to troll his entire career. And finally, Teddy Atlas, famous boxing guru, says, when you become champion, you become 30% better because of the skills and confidence, everything actualized becoming the champion. Pereira is now the champ. I think he's only going to be better in this matchup, and I don't see Izzy being perfect for 25 minutes. He can win the rounds, but he's got to stay awake. And I think eventually Pereira knocks him out again, sad to say. So I'm going Pereira plus 120 as the dog to be and still in the middleweight division.
Yeah, I think we're going to see the same type of situation we saw with Leon Edwards just a couple of weeks ago in that rematch. To be clear, for people that know, 2 of those fights that Danny's talking about did not happen in the UFC. Only one happened in the UFC. They were kickboxing champions before that, and they fought twice. So this will be their 4th fight, 2nd in the UFC. Stay active. Follow my man. He's always active during the fights on Saturday night. All right. When we talk superstars, when we talk some of the best cappers in the world, it's a very short list, and this man's name is on it. So perhaps for the first time ever, I'm not sure, M Squared gets to be in Maestro's spot today. Mikey, you're up.
All right, Coach. Let's hit another Major League Baseball team total. We're going LA Dodgers over 4.5 runs, minus 110. Win condition here is a 5th run at some point in this game. You'll see a trend with a lot of what I do in terms of betting team totals. We're looking for teams that see a positive park shift and guaranteed 9th inning team at bat. You always want the full complement of at bats if you are betting a team total for a full game. That's what we get here. We get Merrill Kelly on the bump here, still not full stretched out after the WBC, pitched 3.2 innings against the Dodgers just 7 days ago. Expect him to go maybe 5 in this game today. Should be plenty of at-bats versus the bullpen here of the Diamondbacks. When I look at this lineup, though, for the Dodgers here, I love what I see in this particular ballpark. It's one of the best parks in Major League Baseball for hitting doubles. The Dodgers, the best team in Major League Baseball at hitting doubles here. We're going to see plenty of runners on base. This projects as a spike spot for the Dodgers where they can put up a huge, huge number tonight. We're looking for that 5th run before the game ends.
And the nice thing is, this is a late game. It's 10:10 p.m. Eastern time. You can make all your bets throughout the day. Wait on this one. Make sure it doesn't trigger over to 5, and you'll be good to go. You'll be good to go. Mikey, thank you very much. What a shock, Sia. Couldn't get through an entire show without buckets. Just stepping in it once again. He goes, wait, did I miss Sia's picks? I thought I was going to have a showdown today. Buckets. Quit giving your salary to Sia every single day. He's too much.
I mean, Coach, I'm welcome to it, but I don't want to. I mean, we'll do that Friday on Big Pick Energy Friday. I mean, he's welcome to choose any one of these 3 that he wants, and I'll say yes to any of them. But yeah, he can wait to give me the 100 tomorrow. Real quick, there was somebody in the chat, Coach, that said they couldn't find the Colin Morikawa Connors one. It's probably because on DraftKings they're on tournament matchups instead of 2 balls. So it's really easy to find. You just go to golf and go to matchups, and you go to round 2 balls instead of tournament matchups. So I'm looking at it right now. They go off at 1:12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Super easy to find.
Super easy to find. Thank you, Sia, as always. All right. Grab your paper, grab your pencil. Here is the recap, courtesy of the Snake on the 1s and the 2s. Sia Nejad, he's on the Rockies for 5 money line today, minus 130. Then 3 round 1 plays. Round 1 plays at the Masters. And by the way, if you're a SportsLine member, you can get all of the Masters stuff that M Squared has up there, and all of our other golf stuff is there for you lucky members. Danny Willett over KH Lee, Morikawa over Corey Connors, which I completely endorse, and JT over Cam Smith. Again, round 1s. Then M Squared, he's on 1 play so far. Dodgers, team total over 4.5, minus 110. Then the Ice Queen, she's on the Capitals, Canadians over 6.5, minus 110. Martin, Napoli tomorrow, money line. Definitely worth the squeeze. They need a little bounce back as well. Then Bayern Munich, they have been dynamic most of the time this year, and we assume and we predict, and Martin says on Saturday they will get back to their winning ways. Then Danny Brasco, several of you in the chat, you love our new addition to the MMA world at the early edge. So do we. We love these 3 plays. Kelvin Gastelum, minus 125. Kevin Holland, please take this seriously. Please take this seriously. The only time he doesn't perform well is when he jokes around. KO, TKO, or sub, plus 150. And then in the main event, Alex Pereira, plus 120. Can he go back-to-back in championship fights? We will find out Saturday night as we all meet at the pay window. So with all that being said, enjoy your Masters Thursday. Pay it forward. Bring somebody else to the table. Tell all your friends. Hit the like button. There's only one thing left to do, and I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window for our entire crew. Lobo, Allie, the counselor, M Square, Danny Brasco, and of course, my man, the guru, Martin W. Green, and the snake always doing the work. You don't see him a lot, but damn it, we can't do it without him. I am simply the coach. Tell all your friends you want to learn a little bit, laugh a little bit, educate and entertain. Knowledge is power. You know what we do. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's what we're all about right here at the Early Edge. Good luck.